at why you both became involved with the school and the rural skills. If I could maybe ask Simon first, why Simon became involved.
Okay, well, I became, though the growing group has about 20 members, I'm the person that probably is more involved and has more experience. And I've found that in the past, very often people don't have respect for the skills of the people that work in the countryside. That can be a respect that, it might be a respect for their fathers, it might be a respect for their peers, or it might be a respect for their neighbours. And I think the boys, the students are learning how to appreciate the skills of others. That's it.
Yeah, good, good. And so far, have you been quite pleased with the progress that the school have been making with the rural skills course as far as your input is concerned?
Yes, very much so. It's quite interesting the way the boys are developing, in that the ones that obviously have more rural skills because they've learned them from their fathers and family, little by little they're coming out with those skills and offering to do things instead of sitting back and waiting to be taught. And it's the boys themselves that will teach the boys themselves, much more than me or the teacher that's involved.
Yeah, interesting. And I think with the possibilities too of erecting the polytunnel and being able to provide an irrigation system, there's the siting, there's engineering aspects of it as well, which I think would work very well. So I think that looks quite exciting for the
Yes,
future.
the boys are getting quite enthusiastic. We've got over the stage of lifting stones and doing the mucky digging and the boring part, which some of the boys have done now 2 years running, which is pretty tough, because these are the pioneers. The people who come along to rural skills in later years are going to find all of the hard work done, and they're just going to have a really good machine to work with. In that we will have this polytunnel, we will have some form of irrigation, but they are showing a great deal of enthusiasm. I mean, we've progressed more in the last 2 weeks than we probably have done in the last 2 years.
Yes.
Just because we got through the initial stage.
Yeah. Because I think the big problem was at the school, the original site was very much waterlogged, so trial holes had to be dug to see why the water was retained in the soil. That took long enough. Then eventually the site at the back, which had to be ploughed, rotavated, marked out, etc, etc. But yes, things thankfully are moving in the right direction. So it's times ahead for the school grounds as far as planting, composting, involving possibly the eco-school aspect as well. I think it does look very, very interesting and exciting.
I think we're well in time. We're well in time this year. I mean,
yeah.
Very often projects start off late, but in actual fact I think we've really caught up and we're really we're dead on time.
Yes. I feel like myself actually, we have caught up and we're starting to see the fruits of our labour, dare I say it. So things are moving the right way, yes, yes. Okay, Simon.
Okay.
Thank you much for that.
Okay.
No. But when you're putting them in the trays for sprouting, it's easier if you actually put them long ways up, just because that way you get more in the tray. So what we've got to do is we've got to set them into a tray like that. These are salad potatoes. They're second earlies, so we're not looking at the maximum yield. We're looking at a nice early crop, of small potatoes. So we plant them closer together, about 9–10 inches apart.
Right.
If they were main crop potatoes, we'd be planting more nearer a foot apart, even up to 15 inches. Because there you just let the crop grow the maximum that's possible to grow.
Okay.
So these are a variety called Maris Pier. They're a second early. We should be able to lift them before you go on holidays. We're planting these ones today because it's an exercise in early planting. We'll be able to compare this row with the next row which we plant, which will be with sprouted potatoes, which I hope will actually go faster. There is a danger that these come through the ground and get frosted, because we're in the middle of March, and if we've got warm weather for the next 2 or 3 weeks, they could well be through at the beginning of April. You know? And at the beginning of April in the Ullapool area we still have frost. You know? The camera can't see, but up there there's snow on all the hills. This is very early planting.